Yes, 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 yes. Hello, dudes and dudesses. Today I'm gonna build this skull. What is it you think? Well, it's a very cool 3-in-1 farm. Actually 4-in-1, perhaps even 5-in-1. I call it the Swiss Army Knife Farm. It's a Hoglin farm where it delivers cooked pork and leather. It's an OP bartering farm. It's a player kill gold farm, fully interchangeable, all in one small farm in the overworld. That's pretty cool, right? Now let me show you just how this contraption works. We start off with the bartering farm. Actually, we turn on this lever, and what it does, it sucks everything out that lands on the floor in there, in the mouth, in there. Then we turn on this lever, and you start to see, maybe you don't really see it, it's gold ingots falling down. And yeah, I'll show you how to build the contraption there. The gold ingots are getting caught in the cobwebs and slowly going down and going into this chest here, and then they're actually recycled up in the skull, and they're going around in a circle like this, not getting into the rest of the sorting system that we need for bartering. Massive sorting system, by the way. So let's just close this off again and put the world into survival mode, or actually normal mode, so you can see them start spawning in here. Not here, I will show you the magic behind it soon. But you see piglins coming in, and they're catching the gold ingots, and then they start shaking, because that's what they do in the overworld. They turn into zombified piglins. So, but you can see as they come in, they all pick up a gold ingot, like this. And let's just let it build up a bit. And you can see all of them coming in, picking up gold ingots, and it's pretty fast. I mean, in no time you'll have like, I don't know, 50, 60, 70, 100 piglins in there, all picking up gold ingots, or at least most of them. I mean, a few may not, but most of them will. And let me just show you how crazy this gets. If we go to the back side, I made a window, yeah, so you can see the piglins, yeah, they're coming through a portal, of course. You have guessed that, and they pick up gold, and sometimes pigments or zombified piglins come as well, as you see here. And how does this help us? You ask, how is that good? It's good because they barter. Right there, all the nice bartering loot going into our sorting system. I bet you didn't see that one coming. Well, probably you did. So the mechanics we're using here, if you spawn in a piglin, you'll see him shaking and doing his little I went to the overworld dance. Yeah, and then suddenly in 5 seconds he turns into, I still want to call them pigmen. Away with him. Oh, I can't use you. You don't barter. Go away. And yeah, that's another one. And he starts shaking, but it actually takes a bit of time. So if I throw down a gold ingot, he looks at it while he's shaking. You see, he's doing the gold shaking dance now, and bam, he barters. You see that? And yeah, he's a pigman, zombified piglin. Go away, down. So back to this. That's what they all do when they go through the portal, which means we actually have a way of having bartering in the overworld, which is so much nicer because you don't have to transport the loot. It's so much easier to make a sorting system. You can use water, and it's just better in every way, I think. Don't you? Now onto the Hoglin farm. As you probably know, piglins and Hoglins spawn in the same nether biome, the Crimson Forest, so we just have to change the settings. We don't want the gold to be thrown at them, because Hoglins wouldn't know what to do with the gold, and we still wanted to pump out things down to the sorting systems, but we want lava to cook the Hoglins. So we turn on lava like this, and then we have to go and change the settings in the other end, because this farm of course has an end dimension. End dimension? Nether dimension. You know what I mean. Welcome to the end. This is it. And I put on night vision so you can see a little bit better. This is the entire setup in the end. It's not big, it's 3 layers, nothing massive. It really isn't. And right now it's set to no Hoglins mode, only piglins mode. And the way we achieve this is by having these pistons raised or extended, so there's only 2 blocks beside each other to spawn on. That's too small for the piglins. The hitbox are simply too big. By the way, we are standing up here. This is my beautiful sun. Down here again. All the time we'll be standing up there, but I have to show both sides of it. So we have to change this so that the Hoglins can spawn, and it's just a flick of a lever. I do this, I retract the pistons. At the same time I retract the pistons, I turn on the lamps, which in case makes it so that piglins can spawn, because they can spawn over the light level of 11, I think it is, yeah. So that's basically the setup. There's a Hoglin mode and a piglin mode, and the zombified piglins or the pigments will spawn in any way to some extent in this farm. So you can kind of turn that off. Now we'll just start off by looking at this in the Nether dimension. So you can see now it's Hoglins spawning slowly at first, coming out of the platforms. And I mean, there's only 3 platforms. This is quite a powerful farm. If you build it up, it would be insane. But I'm, always trying to do it small. Back here at the skull, you can hear them coming in, oinking away. And if we look at them through the window, like we did with the piglins, you can see they're coming in here, dropping down, and they're going to catch fire. So what we're gonna have is, there will be 1 or 2 piglins or pigmen as well, but they will catch fire like this, and the system is basically the same. They go in, they catch fire, they drop leather, and I have to fix that. They drop leather and cooked pork chops, and that goes into the system, and you can in no time, because Hoglins farms are just so overpowered. By the way, so is Bartering. I forgot to turn this on. So you will get a massive amount of cooked pork chops in no time. I mean, in no time. But as with the piglin bartering loot, you will get it in the overworld, where I think most people will need it, so you don't have to go to the Nether to pick up your food. And most people, it will be on the Nether roof and stuff. So this is quite convenient, and it just goes in the same sorting system and gets stored down there. Pretty nice. I had this on before, and I think it's like 15 minutes you get like this. I mean, it's insane. Just for the record, I want to say it again, I think both the bartering system and the Hoglin system is too overpowered. But that's just one guy's opinion. And a quick disclaimer before we go and set this farm up to be a gold farm. I won't do a block by block tutorial. I will leave a world download at my Discord community, and in here I will have small builds representing the more technical part. Not that it's very difficult, but you can see I will have an item filter, double speed, I will have the collection mechanism and so on built so you can see it. But now it's time to set up the farm so it's actually a gold farm. And to make it a gold farm, we go back to the Nether, and we basically don't want Hoglins to spawn again. So we turn on the no Hoglin mode, like so. And while we're here, maybe we should quickly see how the farm actually works. So if you look at it, it's like this. It's 3 layers, they're all the same, and except the bottom one, it's the other way. And we have turtle eggs to make the piglins run off. We have soul torches to make the piglins run into the drop chute, and we have fungi to scare the Hoglins. That's the mechanics. Underneath we have redstone. It works the same way. We have a torch tower that goes up, and then we have a piston pushing redstone, or pushing a piston, pushing redstone, pushing a piston, pushing redstone. Say that 100 times. And when they retract, they basically turn on the lanterns. That's the lamps. That's it, the redstone lamps. Nothing more advanced to it. So we only have like 2 modes with the farm. However, I have built this switch which actually allows us to have half of the farm being in Hoglin mode and half of the farm being in pickling mode. And you can play around with this for, you know, making an AFK gold farm, because the Hoglins, when they get zombified, are fiercely aggressive, even more so than normal, and they will even kill the zombified piglins. So you can play around with this. I haven't had the time, but you can do this. So the gold and XP farm. What you do is, of course, you have I have ladders in there, so there will be no entity cramming, allowing us to fill this room just with as many zombified piglins as you want to. So the piglins are coming in, they're getting zombified. We're not throwing gold at them at this moment, because we just want them to be zombified, and maybe when you start up this farm, that's a good idea to give you gold. I've done this now for 15 minutes. And I've killed myself, because that's what you do. You need to have a sword with looting 3, of course, to get the most of this farm. So if we open it now and we just swing at these, and by the way, these will be there when you get back from the end, no problem, because the portal keeps the area loaded. Hang on, I need to get this to yeah, so I'm survival mode now, so you can see the XP I'm getting. So, and it's ridiculous. Remember, this is 15 minutes worth of AFKing in the Nether, and then I just went back and killed whatever's standing here, like so. And that gives me, hang on, still coming, still coming. Still coming. 32 levels in 15 minutes. Oh, I just watched back the clip and I can see that you're not seeing actually in the video that I'm getting these levels, but I am. I don't know how this frame was cut, but it's true. I got 32 levels in 15 minutes. But what about the gold? Actually, we cannot see the gold ingots we get because they are instantly recycled into the system. But if we look at the gold nuggets, we got this in about 15 minutes, which is pretty good. I mean, it doesn't compare to big scale gold farm, but that's another thing. So I just put up this double speed item filter for you. You set it up differently. You make the bottom one first and then the top one, and then because there are two hoppers, it will actually let the items flow in at double speed. So and you will need it, because when the bartering starts, you get huge amounts of stuff. So just be aware of that. So you actually do need to have, if you want it sorted, a pretty intense sorting system. And of course there's also some things that you don't get that much of, but I mean porks and soul sand and some, it comes in huge quantities. And then there's the non-stackable items, and this is probably a mess also from setting up the system and doing tests. I can see there's some raw meat in there, but just to clarify, this will never be as efficient as 3 or 4 dedicated farms, but it's quite fun, I think. But how fab do I get to the nether roof? Actually, it's not that difficult. You dig up until you reach the bedrock, and then you find a block that is at level Y27. Then you dig up like this, so you're standing at Y125, and if you have F3 turned on, you can see that this is where I'm standing, and on the right side you can see what I'm looking at. And then you're putting in a ladder, and then you need to have ender pearl. Just go forward and like this, and you're up on the roof. It's really not that difficult. Anyone can do it. It's not something special anymore. And once you're there, you go to this red zone, a crimson forest, and go, you know, wild in. Then you just build a portal, light it up. Maybe you mark it somehow so you can see it better. Maybe use, you know, lanterns or something. That's not important. You just build the portal, light it up, and then you're home free. Right. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I think it's a very, very fun farm to build and to have. So if you do, leave it a like. If you're not subscribed, which most of you aren't, subscribe because it really supports the channel. And see you in the next one. Bye. On the portal that you as a player go through, it might be a good idea to make a simple on-off switch with lava pushing into the portal and flint and steel. It will save you a lot of trouble with things spawning.